Hey guys, welcome back to another reading. I hope last week's messages resonated with you or helped you out in some way. So as you can see, I'm trying out another angle. I'm hoping this one is easier for you guys to see the cards. We'll see how it goes. Just so you guys know, I've already cleansed the decks, I've cleansed the space, myself, I've called in my guides, and I am ready to do this reading. So let's get started. These are going to be messages for next week. So the card that came out is Peace. And from this picture, it looks like what I'm getting is that you've maybe been doing all this inner work already. You've probably been having a lot of like dark nights of the soul kind of a thing. And that just means maybe old emotions have been popping up for you, or even facing old traumas that you've been neglecting for quite some time. You're facing the shadow aspects of yourself, and you're releasing them into the light. And it's like you've been doing this for a while, and it's almost time for you to come out of this shell that you've put yourself in and enjoy the light that you've created by getting rid of all these shadowy energies. There's a bird here that's flying through, and it's almost like giving you a reward, like good job, like it's like I'm proud of you for doing this kind of a energy. And I see some like floating hearts all around. So this could be that you've cleansed enough to bring in a partner, or this could be the relationship that you're already in. You might see some healthy changes come from this, or it could be self-love. You know, you've cleared out enough stuff that you're starting to love yourself again. So let's see what the tarot wants to add to this. So this is actually really great. So what I'm seeing right off the bat, this is definitely about two souls coming together. In a romantic sense, it looks like. And it's possible that you guys have been trying to work things out, or trying to come together, or trying to figure out the problems that you guys have together, resolve conflict, but maybe it hasn't always been so easy. And based on the cards that are coming up, it looks like you've retracted. You've faced, you know, some fears, some things tying you up. Like you went inside yourself and you've really done the work to release, you know, ego, to release fears, to release, you know, mental negative talk about, you know, the relationship. You're part of it, they're part of it. You like in the beginning, you like tied yourself up in all these like what ifs, or I suck, or I have like I'm not good enough, those kind of things. And like you're finally breaking out of that. You're releasing those energies, and you're not stuck anymore. Something has budged, something has moved, and it looks like things are gonna start working out with this partner. And those of you who are not already in a relationship, you might notice that because you've cleared these things out, you might attract a healthy partner, and it might be easier than you've experienced in the past, because now you don't have these things in the way. It's going to be easy, it's going to be light, it's going to be just peaceful. All right, let's move on to the next message. All right, come to the edge. So it's basically a card letting you know that it's time to have faith. It's time to stop playing it so safe and just go out there and trust yourself. Trust that you have the capability of accomplishing whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I'm noticing the same thing with the first card that we pulled. There's more hearts fluttering in each card. So this might be a week of romance. I know Venus just went direct again, so keep a lookout for something like that. And maybe this card is talking about, for some of you, maybe it's a time to have faith in love again, to take that leap of faith, jump into not jump into a relationship, but if you've already been working towards something with somebody and you've been afraid for so long to give them an actual chance, maybe it's time to let that person show you what they're capable of in a loving way. Let's see. All right. So it looks like some of you may have experienced a shakeup in your life. Maybe the person that you thought was the one turns out they weren't, or maybe something happened in the current relationship that just kind of broke your ideas of what things were going to be like. It's something that just really like shook you and it just changed your world completely. I'm also seeing, as I was shuffling, I noticed that the girl in the picture, she's kind of dancing away from the hearts, and she doesn't look angry or sad or anything like that. It feels more like, I'm gonna go in this direction. I know that the hearts are over there, but I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna trust that when it's time, I'm gonna be in contact with these hearts again. So I'm seeing that for somebody that maybe an offer didn't come through like they thought it was going to be. Maybe some of you thought you were going to be proposed to and it didn't happen, and you're just really distraught over it. Maybe some of you allowed fear to take control of you for so long that you missed an opportunity, and it created this this break, this shakeup in your life. Whatever it is, I wouldn't be too stressed about it, only because the way I look at this card is, yes, things are being destroyed and removed and breaking down, but usually that is happening for your highest good, and it's happening so something healthier and better can fill its place. And that can't happen unless it has a solid foundation. There's not going to be a solid foundation unless these things are removed. So although you're going through an experience that's not so fun right now, acknowledge that it's for your highest good. It's going to work out for the best, and you're going to be okay. orphaned. So some of you might be feeling abandoned at this time, or it's also possible that in your upbringing someone abandoned you, or you have this hole that is in your heart from some experience that you had early on as a kid that is affecting you in your adult life now. Maybe one or both of your parents were absent in some way, either physically or emotionally. Maybe one or both parents didn't show enough love, or it didn't come easy for them to display affections of love, and it caused you to just feel, closed up and alone. Or maybe some of you grew up in a foster home, or in the system, and you've had all these traumatic experiences, and it just made you feel like you have to fend for yourself, that no one has your back. Like, it's just this really heavy, like, I have to look out for me because no one else is going to, kind of an energy. So let's see what the tarot has to say about that. Hopefully this energy is being released at this time. So I haven't been doing this for my readings, but I took a glimpse, and I do want to talk about it. The Sun card is at the bottom of the deck, and normally the bottom of the deck is like the overall theme, or as like a little hint or extra message for the reading. And this Sun card is a very, very happy card. It's like one of the happiest cards in the deck. So whatever is going on with this, it has a happy ending in some way. So I just wanted to point that out. So what I'm seeing here is someone who has felt betrayal in some way, and it caused them to feel like they can't be happy anymore, or it's hard for them to experience happiness. They're kind of just like in this like shock, like it came from somebody they thought would never do it to them. So they're just really in this like weird, like, what the fuck kind of like energy. And the good thing is that this Justice card is here. The Justice card is all about balancing things out. It's like karma in a sense. So this person did this, so this thing is gonna happen now. So although you may have experienced this, and maybe it's something that maybe you were betrayed recently in some way, and it triggered this energy that you've had within you from your childhood to come up. So it's possible that this needed to happen so that it could clear it out of your system and you won't feel this again. Although healing happens in layers, so it's possible that it might happen a couple of times. Maybe not as strongly as you're feeling it now, but I does feel like you experienced something that triggered childhood trauma that's being brought up to find justice. Yeah. So I'm gonna do something different than I have been doing. It seems like a lot of the messages that were coming through this round kind of felt romantic in some way. So I just want to pull some cards from my Lover's Oracle deck and just give you guys some extra messages for next week. So what I'm gonna do, these cards have pictures on them. I'm gonna shuffle and pull out 3 cards, and then you guys can choose which card, which illustration is calling to you, and then that'll be the message specifically for you. All right, let's go. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a second to decide which card you want to choose. And you can pause it if you need more time. So, for those of you that picked this one, woman embracing the man in all blue, the message is embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. For those of you that picked this woman with the butterflies surrounding her, the message is deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. And last but not least, the Yin Yang card. Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. All right, guys, so those are the messages for next week. I hope they will help out in some way. Have a good week. Bye.